we in modern times need to stop pretending that ancient civilizations weren't advanced. They had advanced knowledge. They just didn't have technology like electricity that we do today. If you're anything like me, then you have these random thoughts pop in your head, like when was the first lock and key system invented? Today we're going to answer that question, but before we do, this video is very kindly sponsored by Surfshark VPN, a very modern way to keep your data safely behind lock and key. When was the first lock in combination with a key invented? The oldest possible date I found given to the invention of the system is 4000 BCE. My name is Kaylee and today I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about the oldest lock and key system. Our ancestors many millennia ago felt the same need that we do. They wanted to keep their belongings safe. If you think about the oldest lock and key without having seen any pictures of it, you might think it's a very simple system. But you would be wrong, as this system is actually very advanced and honestly it looks really sophisticated. At least I was blown away when I saw it in a video and I knew I had to share the topic with you all. So I contacted the creator of the video and asked for permission for me to use it in this video, and permission was granted. And I'll put links to the original video and this page in the description down below. This video shows the ingenuity of the ancient civilizations and that we in modern times need to stop pretending that ancient civilizations weren't advanced. They had advanced knowledge. They just didn't have technology like electricity that we do today. Truly, we need to give them a lot more credit for their ancient inventions, as they were far more knowledgeable than most people nowadays like to admit. As I mentioned at the start, this video is kindly sponsored by Surfshark VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network that helps keep your identity safe online. It keeps your personal data protected from people with bad intentions. And it makes sure that you feel safe and protected when being on the internet. You're the one with the key to this lock behind which you keep your data safe. By using a VPN like Surfshark, you can bypass certain censorships online and be able to bypass regional restrictions that, for instance, Netflix has in place. And it can help you unblock a blocked website, which might come in handy when you're looking for information on our ancient history, as that can be pretty hard to come by depending on your subject. If you go to surfshark.deals/Kaylee, which is the first link in the description down below, and you enter promo code Kaylee, you get 83% off. And you receive an extra 3 months for free, which kind of is a steal. So thank you Surfshark for sponsoring this video and making my life a little easier. So let's get back into the video. It's been proposed that the oldest lock and key system was invented in Mesopotamia. At the ruins of Nineveh, they discovered the oldest lock and key system from 4,000 years ago. It was a wooden pin lock, which is a predecessor of the pin-tumbler lock. You can clearly see it's a highly advanced system and would have been an incredible way to keep your valuables safe. Eventually, this lock system made its way into Greece, and it was a great improvement to their systems at the time. And over time, the system made its way from Greece into the rest of Europe. So now that we spoke about how old this lock and key system is and where it originated from, we can now look into how it actually works. This lock was the first mechanical way to fasten a door. The lock itself is made from 2 wooden blocks. The smaller wooden block would be on one side of the door and the larger block on the other door. In the top section of the larger block, you have 3 holes with 3 movable pins. You can slide a bar with 3 holes in this block, and when you do, the 3 pins will fall into these holes, and this locks the door. The key for this lock system looks like a giant wooden toothbrush with 3 pegs that correspond with the placement of the pins that need to be lifted to open the lock. This lock was used a lot in ancient Egypt. This way they didn't need to station guards at the doors for places that held valuables and places of religious significance. Keeping things safe is a desire we all experience, and to me it's really cool to see that in certain regards, we in modern times don't differ much from people in ancient times. Of course, there's the whole evolution of the lock and key system, all the way back from ancient times until modern times, but that will be a video for another time. Be sure to check out surfshark.deals/Kaylee and get yourself that 83% off when you enter promo code Kaylee. If you enjoyed watching this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified every single time I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then click the card in the upper right corner, the links in the description down below, or click one of the videos in the end card. I'd also like to thank my patrons: Barry, Scott, Floyd Vaughn, Rox, Jamie Hernandez, Dan Fowler, Jeff Henderson, DJ, Klaus Jepson, civilpoliticsradio.com, Ricky Prabhu DC, Ira Whiteside, Malius Flavus, Tom Barkwell, Jeff Rooks, Ben Sarinas, Andreas Angurakis, Dibbler666, Wolfgang Zenker, Chance Hudnall, Menno Bax, Nick, Hans van Poelgeest, James Latsamore, LT Agus, Chris Science, John Sean Powers, Timothy Smith and NGC6543, with a special thanks to Gerald Lamontagne. And I would like to thank my channel members: Nevers Guy, Malleus Flavus, Henry Hewitt, Stephen Jenny, John Jiff, Buddy, Erik van Dorp, The Giant, Milo Watlin, Harry Hans, Greg George, Mo Ter, Folps, Tin Smith, Marwa Olbigen, Ira Whiteside, James Fisher, George Kovacs, Joffre Cueva, Stephen Salmon, Patrick, Marcus Lynch, James Latsamore, Girls Rock 47, Gary McMillan, Ricky N, Nikolai Dimitrov, and Ben Oppenheimer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Today we're going to answer that question.